What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. It's me. I'm back. Sort of. Kind of. I'm a little bit back now. After the Rugby Championship, I decided to have a little bit of a break, give myself a bit of a holiday from making videos. There was so many videos to do over the Rugby Championship. Kept me extremely busy, so I've had the past couple of weeks off from doing videos and stuff, having a little bit of a break, traveling around some places, having a little bit of a holiday, and seeing some of the family doing all those odd jobs around the house that I'm not really able to do when the rugby's on, because there's so much to do in terms of video content. So I thought I'd come back today with a bit of a one-off video, because I know we've got the Autumn Nations coming up very, very soon. So I know I'm going to be busy again, so I thought this would be one of the few times I get to talk about one of the big announcements that happened on the channel. A couple of weeks back, I did put out one of the little community posts to say thank you to everyone, but we did actually hit 2,000 subscribers, and since I've been away, we've actually risen beyond that now. We're on to like 2017, so watch out, PewDiePie and Markiplier and all those big boys. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you slowly. But thank you to everyone who has supported the channel just for the last 2 years or so. This turned out to be a really fun hobby, something I picked up about 2 years ago. It started out being me just chucking some video games on the channel. I took a hand at giving a go at like movie reviews. I gave that a go. That was a lot of fun, but an awful lot of work. I started making videos about rugby. People really enjoyed that. I did some games about rugby video games, and people really enjoyed that. And then I did some rugby analysis breakdown, like full-on scripted breakdown, like a Squid Rugby style. I have so much appreciation for the amount of work that guy does, because that is so much work making those sorts of video. And then finally, the channel's really done well based on some of the rugby content coming out. So you guys are really enjoying it, and we've hit that 2,000 subscriber marker. So thank you to everyone who has supported the channel. Whether you're new to the channel, whether you're a long-term supporter, I appreciate all of you. Some of the news coming out on the channel, I've had a couple of people reach out to me on Instagram or on YouTube comments and stuff saying, Mad Dragon, we'd like to be able to support the channel a bit more. So in the last sort of 2 weeks I've gone away, I've come up with a couple of ways that you guys can help support the channel. So I'm going to be launching relatively soon. It may already be up by the time this video goes out. There is going to be a Patreon that is out there for you guys. Now, I know this is sort of a thing a lot of people do when they're on YouTube or Twitch or any of those sorts of things. They set up a Patreon. Please, by no means feel in any way obligated that you have to go onto Patreon and subscribe to a Patreon or do any of that sort of stuff. I basically set this up because I've received sort of 10 to 20 comments recently about people asking if there's a Patreon, if there's a way they can support the channel, if there's a way you can donate, if there's a way you can do that stuff. And I've never really had a way of doing that. This has been a hobby. It's not really a job. I'm not going to be making a career. I still have full-time work outside of YouTube, which is why sometimes the videos get up a little bit later on. But I thought, you know what? I'll make it an option for those people who really are dedicated and really want to help support the channel. I thought I'd make it an option. So I thought I'd create one. There's a Patreon now live. You guys can go check it out. There is 4 different tiers of you can do. I tried to set them up like as basic as I could do. I don't really know a great deal about this sort of stuff. So I set the basic one up to just be like a £3 thing, nice and easy. And then they go up in increments depending on the sort of rewards you want to get, depending on how much more work I get to do, based on how much you guys want to help donate towards the channel. Patreon did give me a few directions on how to sort of organize it and set it all up and stuff. I know times are tough at the minute. Believe me, when you do YouTube, you spend an awful lot on electricity bills and stuff. So please don't feel obligated. Don't feel like you have to give a massive amount of money. Don't feel like you've got to spend all this. Please never, ever go beyond your means. If you feel like I really can't afford this, don't worry. Just like and share videos. It helps a great deal for a YouTuber my size compared to some of the bigger boys on 50, 100,000 subscribers. Doing that is a big help. This is just if those people who can afford it and want to, I've given you guys that option. Now, I know a lot of people are a little bit worried about potentially doing like a monthly rolling thing, if you're a little bit worried about money every single month coming in. So don't worry, I've also set up something else for those guys who just want to do a one-off little bit of help towards the Mad Dragon community. I have set me up a Buy Me a Beer page, or it's Buy Me a Coffee, but I like to think of it as Buy Me a Beer. I've set it up to Buy Me a Beer. This is basically a one-off donation place. You can go on there, you can buy me a beer. It's literally that simple. You go on, you make a single donation. When there's a tough game of rugby on, I do enjoy sipping on beer. I've never done a live stream of me actually watching a game of rugby, but I shout a lot. My voice gets absolutely ruinous. If you've ever checked out some of the live streams, you've seen me playing a video game. I shout a lot, and especially at a rugby game going on live on TV. So I'm definitely there sipping on a beer. So if you guys want to be the one who bought me that beer, that is another option for you. It doesn't involve the monthly thing. You can just do a one-off donation just to show your support for the channel. But anything you guys want to give, want to help out with the channel, I will appreciate everything, whether big or small. So go check them out, see if there's anything you guys want to get involved with. And like I've said throughout this whole video, do not feel obligated in any way. I don't really think this channel will ever become like my full-time job. I don't expect to ever be one of these people who earns £100,000 a week doing YouTube videos and stuff. I just don't think that'll happen. But it is a hobby and it does really help the channel out. And I really want to try and engage a bit more. Doing Patreon sounds kind of fun because it might allow me to do some other things, which if you're over there and you're a bit more hardcore subscriber and you want to get more involved with the channel, maybe build a bit of an actual sort of community together. It doesn't have to just be about rugby. We can talk about rugby, we talk about video games, talk about the Super Brew, talk about Super Brew picks before it goes on. Maybe you guys want to talk about some movies. Cool. Maybe we'll do an exclusive video over on Patreon just talking about what movies are out recently. What do we think of some of the films out? What's my favorite films? All that fun sort of stuff. Get to know you guys a bit more. You guys get to know me a bit more. And that way it doesn't sort of impact the channel that much. It can be a completely separate thing just for those people who want to see that sort of thing. So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update around that. And then just to end off, I thought it'd be quite a lot of fun just to check out how the actual channel's doing, because I know a lot of people are actually quite interested about the world of YouTube, analytics, and just sort of seeing about the channel. So now we did do a news video a little bit while back, this one down here, talking about how the channel was going to be shifting up, making a move, going to actually be rebranding as MaD Dragon Rugby. And to be honest, ever since that change, the channel has started doing pretty well. As you can see by the view counts that actually started to improve there. We used to average like 200-300 views, then we get the occasional spike of video, did pretty well. After making that change, some of these videos, just the average amount started really going up. You see the 400-500, we had like an 1800 there for one of the review games, 500, 600, and it just keeps sort of going up. We've actually really increased the average, so people obviously really like that we made that change. It's obviously helped the channel out a bit. We're doing pretty well in terms of likes. We get a couple of ones like this one. Someone wasn't happy, someone gave me a dislike. I appreciate everyone who does hit that like button. If you press the dislike button, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that to me? Don't you enjoy my videos? But yeah, the channel's doing really well. Some of the analytics is kind of fun to look through. One of the ones I really love going over is just the audience. You guys, where do you guys come from? What sort of videos do you like? And it's really nice to see that this purple bar is slowly increasing. The purple is the returning viewers. How many people are coming back every week, which is something the channel does struggle with. I think every YouTube struggles with that a little bit. There's always that like 10% of people subscribe, actually watch your stuff, and most people that watch it aren't subscribed and stuff. So make sure to subscribe. I'll put it in really quickly, so in case anyone isn't subscribed, feel free to go for it. But you can see that trend's coming, and we are getting a lot of new viewers, but the purple line is also sticking with it really nicely. So a lot of you guys always come back, so you must like the videos. That's always nice to see. In terms of people who returned, a lot of you guys are of course really enjoying some of the stuff that went on during that rugby championship, which obviously generated a lot new. We had like 200-300 subscribers alone coming from coverage of the rugby championship. People who watched the channel also watch these sorts of channels. Of course they do. 2 Cents Rugby. I wish I was as big as him. I wish I could get up to that 50,000 marker. Rugby Pass. So a lot of rugby lovers. So of course making that shift over to MaD Dragon Rugby. Obviously a lot of you guys enjoyed it. Something that I really find quite funny is when we come down to here, these analytics and stuff. Obviously being a UK based YouTuber, when you talk about supporting teams in like the Six Nations stuff, I'm always more inclined to support Wales, but I do try and remain unbiased in videos and stuff. But I love this differential that 40% of my audience is from South Africa. I've obviously got a lot of love in South Africa. Maybe that's from covering the Rugby Championship. I know we did like the Lion series as well. So we got a lot of viewership from there, to be fair, as well. So hello to all you South Africans who are joining the channel. And then of course we have that dreaded not subscribed differential. So make sure you do subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff coming. So I am also working on some other stuff in the background. One of the nice things about sort of hitting this 2,000 mark and now the channel's got a bit of momentum. I am actually being reached out to by a couple of different people, especially in terms of things like sponsorships. I've had a couple of people offer things to do with sponsorships. I'm a little bit choosy. I don't really just want to just jump into sponsorship deals. So I've had a couple of things that I've turned down, turned away and stuff. I've had people outreach about playing games, about doing stuff, which is awesome. But do let me know down in the comments what sort of things you guys are interested in, because I'd really like to reach out to some companies that are going to be more specific. Maybe I've had different companies reach out to me that I sort of think like that's not really in tune of what I want to do with this channel. But maybe if I can find some sort of sponsorship deal with maybe some sort of company that does like rugby merch, like jerseys or stuff, that could be fun. Is that something you guys would be interested in? I know rugby jerseys cost a lot in the current day. So for me anyway, again, like a nice 10-20% discount on a jersey sounds really nice. So if I can get an outreach to something like that, is that something you guys would be interested in? Just so that I know who the sort of sponsorships it could be and could help the channel a little bit. And if any of you guys know, maybe you own a company and you actually want to reach out to me, feel free to reach out to me on the works email and stuff and get in contact about doing some sponsorship. But thank you to everyone who has subscribed over the last 2 years, is now part of that 2,000.01k subscribers. It would have been nice if that was just still 2,000, but it's taking so long to get around to making this video. But thank you to everyone who has supported the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Obviously, we've got the Autumn Nations coming up very, very soon, so make sure you are sticking around on the channel so we can find out things about fantasy leagues, preview videos, match reports, all that good stuff. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are too. I will see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.